I spent 2 years doing yoga 3 times a week. By the end of those 2 years, I was barely more flexible than when I started, and my mobility was still nowhere close to where I wanted it to be. Then I learned about 5 movements from the Shaolin monastic tradition, and within 90 days I could move better than I had since my 20s. These 5 movements come from a sequence called the Ba Duan Jin, the 8 pieces of brocade. It dates back 900 years and was used by both Shaolin warrior monks and Taoist priests as their daily mobility practice. I'm going to show you the 5 that did the most for me in the order they should be done, with the form cues and mistakes that took me months to learn. Let's get into it. The first movement is called 2 hands hold up the heavens. The translation sounds poetic, but the movement is mechanical and brutal in a way you won't expect until you do it. It rebuilds overhead shoulder mobility, decompresses every disc in your spine, and opens the entire front line of your fascia from your hips to your fingertips. Here's how you do it. Stand with your feet hip-width apart. Bring both hands together in front of your lower belly. Palms facing up, fingers interlocked, like you're cradling a small bowl. Now slowly raise that bowl in front of your body, all the way up past your face, and as your hands pass your forehead, rotate your wrists so your palms turn upward toward the ceiling. Continue pushing up until your arms are completely straight overhead, palms facing the sky, fingers still interlocked. At the very top, push your palms a little higher like you're holding up the ceiling. Hold that for 3 full breaths. Then slowly reverse the movement, rotating your palms back down as your hands come past your face, and return to the start position. That's 1 rep. 6 reps total. The mistakes I made the first month were almost universal. The first one was rushing. People rip through this movement in 3 seconds, and they get nothing out of it. Each rep should take a full 10 seconds, and the longer you take, the more your shoulders open up. The second mistake was letting the elbows bend at the top. Lock them out. Your arms have to be completely straight. If they can't be straight overhead yet, that's your real problem revealed, and it's exactly what this movement is going to fix. The third mistake is keeping your breath shallow. The breath is what makes this work. Inhale on the way up, exhale on the way down. Big, slow breaths. The breath drives the spinal decompression, not the arm movement. What this movement does that no yoga pose does is force your shoulders, your spine, and your fascia to extend together under controlled active tension. There's a difference between hanging in downward dog and pressing actively overhead. The pressing is what changes you. After 2 weeks of this, my shoulders moved overhead in a way they hadn't in 15 years. The second movement is called drawing the bow. This is the one that fixed the rotation in my upper back. If you can't comfortably look behind you while driving, if your golf swing has gotten worse every year, if your shoulder catches when you reach across your body, this is the movement that solves all 3. Here's how. Take a wide stance, much wider than your shoulders. Sink down a few inches into a partial squat. Bring both hands up in front of your chest, as if you're holding a bow horizontally in front of you. Now extend your left arm out to the left side, palm facing forward. Fingers pointing straight up like you're pushing against an invisible wall. At the same time, pull your right hand back toward your right shoulder. Elbow bent, fist closed, like you're pulling the string of a bow. Look to your left, past your extended hand. Hold that position for 3 breaths, with active tension in both arms. Then return to center and reverse. 6 reps each side. The mistakes are about engagement. People do this movement too softly, like they're miming an archer. The whole point is to actually pull. The arm pushing forward should be pushing as if it's pressing through a wall. The arm pulling back should be pulling as if there's real resistance. The harder the active tension, the more the muscles around your shoulder blades and your thoracic spine get involved. That's where the rotation is locked up, and that's where this movement opens it. The other mistake is letting the chest collapse forward. The pull should go through your back, not through your chest folding inward. Imagine the string of the bow attached to a point between your shoulder blades, and you're pulling that point backward. That cue alone changes the entire feel of the movement. What I felt after the first week of doing this every day was that my upper back started to articulate again. The years of desk work had locked my thoracic spine into a single block. Drawing the bow gave each individual segment of my upper back a reason to move, and once they started moving, my neck loosened up, my shoulders loosened up, and the catch I used to get in my right shoulder when reaching overhead disappeared entirely. Now, before I show you the third movement, I want to tell you about something that's helped a lot of people in your situation. If you're dealing with chronic stiffness, joints that don't move the way they used to, or a body that just feels older than the calendar says it should be, you're not stuck with it. I built a 30-day program called Reboot Your Body, and it's specifically designed to take you from where you are right now and walk you step by step through a complete plan that restores your mobility, rebuilds your strength, and eliminates the aches and stiffness that have been following you around for years. We're talking about getting on the floor with your kids or grandkids without a struggle, reaching overhead without the catch, turning around in your car without your whole body having to turn with your head. The link is in the description below if you want to check it out. The 5 movements in this video are part of the same philosophy. The program is the day-by-day plan that takes you all the way through. Back to it. The third movement is called Separate Heaven and Earth. It looks simple. It's not. This is the movement that opens up your lats, the sides of your torso, and the entire band of fascia that runs from your hip to your shoulder. After 30 days of this, I could reach overhead with one arm in a way I hadn't been able to since high school. Here's how. Stand with your feet hip-width apart. Bring both hands in front of your chest with palms facing each other, like you're holding a small ball. Now, in a slow, continuous motion, separate your hands. The right hand goes upward, and your right palm rotates to face the ceiling, fingers pointing to the left. The left hand goes downward, and your left palm rotates to face the floor, fingers pointing to the right. Both arms reach to their full extension at the same time. Push the right hand up toward the sky and the left hand down toward the floor with active tension. Hold for 3 breaths. Then reverse, switching which hand goes up and which goes down. 6 reps total, alternating sides. The mistake that took me forever to fix was pushing only with the arms. The actual movement comes from your spine and your obliques. As your right hand goes up, your right side has to lengthen. As your left hand goes down, your left side stays grounded. The 2 halves of your torso are doing opposite things at the same time, and that opposing tension is what stretches the fascia along the whole side of your body. The other mistake is letting the shoulders shrug up to the ears as the top arm reaches up. Keep your shoulders pulled down away from your ears. The reach happens through the lat and the side body, not through the trap. If you feel this in your neck, you're doing it wrong. What this movement gave me that no side bend or yoga twist ever did is the ability to actually use the full length of my body. Most adults have a torso that moves as one rigid unit. Separate Heaven and Earth teaches the 2 sides to function independently, and once that happens, your whole upper body moves differently. The 4th movement is called Wise Owl Gazes Backwards. This is the one that fixed my neck. If you spend any time looking at a phone, a laptop, or a steering wheel, your neck has lost the ability to rotate the way it should, and almost no yoga sequence addresses that directly. Wise Owl does. Here's how. Stand with your feet hip-width apart, arms relaxed at your sides. Slowly turn your head to the right, as if you're trying to look at something behind you. As you turn, follow the rotation through your shoulders and your upper back. Don't force it from your neck alone. Imagine the rotation starting from your spine and traveling up to your head. Look as far behind you as you comfortably can. Hold for 3 slow breaths, breathing into the rotation, letting it deepen with each exhale. Then slowly return to center. Repeat to the left. 6 rotations total, alternating sides. The mistakes are mostly about isolation. People force the rotation from the neck alone, and they end up with a sore neck and almost no progress. The whole point is that your spine has to rotate with your head. If your thoracic spine is stuck, the only thing that can rotate is your neck, and the neck wasn't designed to rotate that far on its own. Let the upper back lead. Your head follows. The other mistake is rushing the breath. Each rotation is supposed to deepen across 3 full breaths. Inhale at the top of the rotation. Exhale and let yourself rotate a few degrees further. By the 3rd breath, you've rotated noticeably more than you started. Slow, patient, breath-driven. After 3 weeks of this, I could turn my head to look behind me in the car without having to twist my entire body around. That sounds small, it's not. The same mechanism that locks up your neck rotation locks up your hip rotation, your spinal rotation, and your shoulder rotation. Wise Owl is the gateway. Once it opens, the rest of your rotational mobility follows. The fifth movement is called Sway the Head and Shake the Tail. The name sounds odd, but the movement is profound. It opens the side bodies, the lower back, and the hips all at once, and it does it under active tension in a way no static stretch can match. Here's how. Take a wide stance, wider than shoulder width. Sink into a half squat, hands resting on your thighs just above your knees. Now shift your weight to your right leg. Bend your torso to the right and let your head drop slightly to the right shoulder while your left hip pushes out to the left. You should feel a long stretch from your left hip up through your left ribs to your left shoulder. Hold for 3 breaths. Then sweep through center to the other side, shifting weight to the left, bending right, hip pushing right. Hold for 3 breaths. 6 total, 3 each side. The mistakes are about depth and engagement. People do this as a soft sway, almost like a dance move, and they get nothing out of it. You have to actively push the hip out and stretch the opposite side simultaneously. It's a contraction on one side and a lengthening on the other. The deeper you sink into the half squat, the more your hips and lower back get involved. Don't stand up tall and just lean. Stay low. The other mistake is collapsing through the head and neck. Keep the spine long. The head follows the body, but it doesn't lead the movement. Lead with the hip pushing outward. The rest follows naturally. What this movement gave me, after about 6 weeks, was a lower back that didn't tighten up the moment I sat down. It also opened the lateral hip in a way that made my walking feel completely different. There's a band of fascia called the IT band that runs from your hip to your knee, and almost nothing addresses it well. Sway the head and shake the tail gets right into it. So here's how you put all 5 together. Start with 2 hands, hold up the heavens. 6 reps, slow, full, breath-driven. Then move into drawing the bow. 6 reps each side. Active tension on both arms. Then separate heaven and earth, 6 reps alternating. Then wise owl gazes backwards, 6 rotations alternating. Finish with sway the head and shake the tail, 3 each side. The whole sequence takes about 10 minutes. Done daily, every morning, for 30 days. Within the first week, you'll notice your body feels different when you wake up. Within 2 weeks, your range of motion will have measurably improved. Within 30 days, you'll move the way you used to 20 years ago. That's what these 5 movements did for me. 2 years of yoga didn't get me where 90 days of the Ba Duan Jin did. The reason isn't that yoga doesn't work. It's that most modern yoga teaches your body to relax into a stretch, and what your body actually needs is to learn to generate active tension through its full range of motion. The monks figured this out 900 years ago. They built it into a daily practice that takes 10 minutes, and it's still the most effective mobility work I've ever done. If you want a complete day-by-day plan that takes the guesswork out of all of this and walks you through a full 30-day rebuild, head over to the link in the description and grab Reboot Your Body. The Ba Duan Jin philosophy is in there. The program is the daily structure that gets you all the way through. And if this video helped you, hit subscribe so the next one shows up in your feed. Now stand up, feet hip-width apart, hands in front of your belly. 2 hands hold up the heavens. The clock starts now.